Red 2 standing by, all 4 lit, and in the green. Welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Our destination today is Zora's Fountain, because I'm actually going to go and do the Ice Cavern to set a couple of things up, and because I can plunder a couple of heart pieces. As it stands right now, the Sacred Forest Meadow is probably our fastest route. It does start attacking us as soon as it sees us. Right, that's in the chest. I think that was in the nuts. An arrow in the nuts, that works. Wouldn't want to be hit by one. If only you just took an arrow to the knee. We're kind of a menace, really. But yeah, it is interesting that these are the only moblins in the entire game in this particular area. You will have a hard time trying to block their attacks if they actually see you. But if you use the hook shot, you should be able to handle them. Also, something useful to pay attention to. When you're going through the Lost Woods, if it fades out to light, like this, that is a wrong way. If it just goes pure black, that's the right way. It is, of course, easy to remember where you're going, but... well, let's head on down again. Have to wait till we surface, and down into our shortcut we go. So we do have maximum diving, but it's not needed. Basically, this entire episode is going to be dedicated to showing you why you don't actually need the golden scale. Granted, you have to know about this, but even so, the golden scale is a really, really daft item, because it's only used for one thing. And it's totally optional at that. The silver scale is at least useful, but the problem is there's not much use for it. Like, quite a few items across a few Zelda games do suffer from this doesn't really get a lot of use. Twilight Princess is a really big offender. It's like, you don't get to use the spinner much outside of the Arbiter's grounds. You don't really use the Dominion Rod very much. I think they're the worst ones for it. Like, the slingshot is pointless because you get the bow in the second dungeon. So that's replaced very quickly and it's not particularly useful. Mind you, there are some really, really good items along the way. Jabu Jabu has Scarpered. And we can head out here and quite literally jump to a heart piece. We do have Octoroks to deal with. Alright, where do we go? We jump this way. Wait a little bit. Link will show off his cold idle animation. And skid around a lot. And yep, there we go. We have jumped to a heart piece. And then we can jump back here and start making our way to the ice cavern, which is somewhere. No, I didn't want to talk to you. It's over there, isn't it? Yep, so you can't access the ice cavern as a kid, but you will be able to get in as an adult. I think the entrance is still there. There's probably some setup in randomizers that lets you actually get in there. And by the way, these rotating ice flows, they actually are a thing. Those can happen. I mean, we'd better get our funky blue threads on. Personally, I prefer the Goron tunic. I am okay with the air. I cannot specifically say I prefer it, though. Alright. We have 3 bottles. And we don't need to take any back to defrost King Zora. Now. Freezards. These enemies are vulnerable to heat. Interestingly, we can use them as hookshot targets. But they will go down very easily if we wind up hitting them with jump attacks or fire attacks. While we're here, actually, let's get our big sword out. There we go. Where is that other freezer? Hang on. I think we can use the Song of Storms to summon a fairy in here. Yep, there we go. A nice big fairy. There we go. So we've taken out that Freezard. Now, is it just this? Now, I'm also trying to look for Skulltulas. I can't hear any. Not in this room, anyway. We will find some in here, though. So we're going to want to be pretty careful. So, yeah. If we go to guard, we can't really block very well. But we'll hit hard. It's a bit of a trade-off. Okay, this rotating sword blade structure. What is this there for? Okay, so we'll need blue fire from somewhere. Whoa, that was some rebound. There we go, and then we can just set this up and take out the skull. But yeah, the Ice Cavern is Adult Link's main mini dungeon, not counting Gerudo's training ground. But it's very interesting to note, as I said, young Link's mini dungeon actually has keys even if they're optional, whereas his regular dungeons do not. Adult Link's dungeons all have keys, and yet his mini dungeon does not have any. I just note that as something a little unusual. It's got very simple... This particular dungeon's got very simple music. Now, you can take out Freezards with projectile attacks. Can you hit them with arrows? No. Wonder why the hookshot works. It is interesting to note that you will wind up being able to take them out with one shot from a fire arrow. But of course we wind up getting the fire arrows afterwards. Now, ice keys. Naturally very annoying. Because they will, of course, freeze you. I'm not a good shot. There we go, just needed a little humility. There's one. Where is it? Dang it, just a little bit off. Oh well. Alright, that should have taken care of all of them. There's a very fast blade trap in here for some reason. So we can get past the Freezards if we need to. They almost seem like they're structured akin to Armos. But what we're going to need is blue fire. And we can get the map on top of that. So I don't think there's a Skulltula in here. Juggling blue fire is really fiddly because you will need a lot of it for this dungeon. It is vital. Navi, please, can we skip the text? It is always the worst when you know what the exposition is all about. Okay, I pressed... Oh well. I was trying to actually use the hookshot that wasn't set to a button. Well, Freezard's down. This should be the map, I think. We're going to need a lot of blue fire as far as I know. We'll need it to explore the whole place and get all the Skulltulas. But yeah, if we need to, we can warp out of here. Admittedly, the Zora tunic looks pretty cool, but how exactly does it work? How exactly does it stop Link from drowning? I have legitimate questions about this. I mean, I can sort of see, in principle, how the Goron tunic might work, but the problem is... most of it is not covering Link's body. Like, it's a decent outfit, but it just doesn't sort of do enough to cover you. It almost feels... I mean, Brawl in the Family did it best with a comic where Ganondorf and Bowser swapped heroes for a while. And... they decided to show off, basically... a gag like the old Duck Dodger's disintegration-proof vest stunt. Yes, he might have a quote-unquote disintegration-proof vest, but he'd get shot with a disintegrator ray, and everything but the vest would disintegrate. Link winds up getting incinerated by Bowser, who apparently cannot play the organ to save his life. And as for Mario... he winds up in a bit of a panic, as Ganondorf puts it. I always wondered why Bowser didn't just stand here and you see him holding the axe on the bridge. Now, there's a Skulltula nearby. Oh, arrows. Where is the Skulltula? Not in this section. So this is the compass. As far as I know. Oh, there's a bit of slowdown in that, but it's worth it. But yeah, basically, the fireproof tunic bit, of course, has Link being incinerated by Bowser's fire and left with the classic Ash face, while the Goron tunic is, of course, completely fine. Oh, I forgot there was a heart piece in here. I mean, how good is that? You can just plunder 3 of them in Zora's domain easily. Horse. So again, thinking of randomizers I've seen, because I think the cue for in one of them, the cue for successfully playing a song was the dun dun la da, that sound. And it gets very, very funny when you get situations like the escape from the castle being the hoedown or horse race. It's so good. You wind up with some very unfitting music. And admittedly, that would be half the fun of it. Just seeing what bizarre situations you can wind up creating. And it is always good seeing which inappropriate situation the horse race winds up being in. Or alternatively, you can wind up seeing which situation the final boss theme ends up in. That's always fun. But yeah, through we go. That's right, shield, and we go through here to proceed. It's interesting that quite often I've been doing a few games where the ice levels seem to have fairly short music. Like Sector 5's music is very short, but it's really effective. It's just, it feels broken and unfinished. It feels unfinished. Like, it's purposefully unfinished. Like, it's stark, it's harsh, it's a little too simple. But that plays to its advantage. There's a Skulltula in here. Yeah, I just have to remember where it is. Any more of those? Ah, rightio. Oh yes, if you want more blue fire, I think you can play the Song of Time. Oh, I see you hiding there, Ice Case. I see you trying to sneak away from me and my Stormtrooper level accuracy. That might make it easier to do this. Oh, hearts. I see that, Case. So we'll get its attention and dispatch it. Good. Where is the Skulltula? Oh, there it is. It's like, where is it? I'm looking right at it. Look, Link also needs the eye drops, okay? But Lunk was nicer. Lunk decided he would give Big Gore on the eye drops. Because Lunk is a pretty kind person deep down, even if he does act like the village idiot sometimes. Okay. How we... Yep, there are 3 Skulltulas in the mini-dungeons. I think I have done particularly well in that regard. So, our sliding challenge. I don't think we need any more blue fire after this. Which is, well, maybe we might need a couple of instances. We can easily jump up and get this, sure. Rightio. So, we need to work out where this goes. I think it goes over this way, and then we... No, not that way. Drop down here, so it goes this way. Okay, we go over here, so we've at least got our block that will let us get to the blue fire if we need it. Oh, they're the small ones. For some reason, those start to make me think of the crates you see in Shadows of the Empire. And then you can somehow not grab onto them. Okay. Well, I don't think... I'd better actually fill up on blue fire. Maybe if I roll... What? Oh, the Song of Time blocks must have just been for the rupees then. That was a little pointless. 62 Skulltulas, by the way. That's actually really good progress. And we got a fairly large amount in the dungeons. Okay, so we've got that. Right, now, next it needs to go... It goes down. Yeah, we push. We push. We push here. Then we climb, and we should be able to get that. Then it needs to go... Dang it. Right. Alright, so if we go this way... Oh, I'm back in Johto, basically. This is basically the ice... Oh, this is the ice path. So I know it goes on a bit of a loop. I have to figure out exactly which way it needs to go. Now, because I have to get up to that. So if I push it down. No. I can't just jump up there, can I? No, I am a little bit too short. So that has to get pushed into the abyss now. And a new one. Okay, so we push it. So we have to push it there. And then we push it this way. And that's how we get up there. Okay, that should set us good to go. Because there's our last silver rupee. Oh, was I close enough? I hope I was close enough. I feel cheated. What about... Oh yeah, this game doesn't... Video games don't have radiant heat. We don't have to worry about radiant heat at all. So... Then I would move this along here. Drop down. We push this... I guess it goes right into the abyss. And we can push this over this way, and we should be able to get it to go where we want it and get out of the room. I think we only need one more blue fire. Let's see. I really don't like ice physics, but at least we'll have this. We will have the iron boots in our possession, and then I can go all the way down to Lake Hylia just for the sake of demonstrating something silly. So that goes there. And that somehow worked. And we've got another freezer to dispatch. And more ice. So the blue fire should be melted easily. And you know what the mini-boss is in this dungeon? A totally unthreatening white wolfos. Which doesn't even have the immunity on its tail. Observe. One poke to the tail and it goes down. It's awful. And you note that you can actually see the bars go up from above the door. Mind you, this is a pretty funky room. Is it this side? Other side. I mean, it feels like an aurora. I wish they'd sort of gone in harder on the colours because it feels very stellar. It feels like the night sky. It really, really does seem like there should be an aurora or something. It's so neat. It's beautifully designed. And here we go. We have acquired new footwear. We got the iron boots. So heavy it can't run, so heavy it can't float. When did you get here? We meet again, Lunk. If you came here to meet the Zoras, you wasted your time. This is all there is. With one exception, the Zoras are now sealed under this thick ice sheet. I managed to rescue the Zora princess from under the ice, but she left to head for the water temple. This ice is created by an evil curse. The monster in the water temple is the source of the curse. Unless you shut off the source, this ice will never melt. If you have courage enough to confront the danger and save the Zoras, I will teach you the melody that leads to the temple. Time passes, people move. Like a river's flow, it never ends. The childish mind will turn to noble ambition. Young love will become deep affection. The clear water's surface reflects growth. Now listen to the serenade of water to reflect upon yourself. And as I reflect upon myself, I realize, yeah, I kind of am the village idiot sometimes. But I'm the hero Hyrule needs right now. Maybe not the hero it deserves, but the hero it needs. And once again, we look into our Ocarina to see if anything is in there. Lunk, I'll see you again. Alrighty, well, we've got 3 empty bottles now. And now we get our nice, heavy boots. And walk along slowly, determinedly. Now, if we just have the Kokiri tunic, it will show us a timer. Allow me to demonstrate. You can't breathe underwater, so we have a minute 44. We have 13 hearts. So yeah, 13 times 100, 13 times 8, 104. Remember, each quarter heart is 2 seconds on our timer. So at the absolute maximum, I believe we will get 2 minutes 40 to withstand the heat or wander around underwater. I missed my doorway. Let's head on out to the ice cavern and get another heart piece. So, because we defrosted King's Aura, we don't need to keep that extra blue fire. That's very handy. So yeah, as I said, there are 3 you can get, because right at the bottom of this is, of course, another heart piece. Drop right down to the bottom, somehow not drowning. That is the genius of Lunk. We have done a thing where we didn't drown. There's plenty of pocket money here. And there we go. Another piece of heart. You will move at a fairly decent speed when you are underwater wearing the iron boots. But we want to surface, and then we want to set out for Lake Hylia so that we can get the entire purpose of this episode sorted out. A stupid glitch that invalidates the golden scale and is really easy to pull off. Where am I going anyway? It's an Octorok. It's very foggy because it's nighttime. So let's head on down to Lake Hylia. We can cut across and get... we could actually... You know what? We could actually go into the water temple because I don't think we need the Megaton hammer. And the long shot is actually going to be a heck of a lot more useful. I am diverting. Of course I'm diverting. Why would it be anything else? Is there a Skulltula around here? There might be. So I want to see how far I can get in the water temple. That's an interesting idea. Ah, dang. Well, no, I think I need the long shot to get that Skulltula on the island in the middle. But let's make our way to the Lakeside Laboratory. And then we can actually go into the Water Temple because I don't think we need the Megaton Hammer, and having the long shot makes a lot of Skulltulas easy to get. So, if we set those... So we drop down here into an underwater area with an extremely unconvincing shark when we look at it up close. We take aim at this box. Then we... Do we do it this? Do we do it now? Yeah, so you take off your boots. You may not have noticed, but I've been watching you. You touched the bottom just now. Fantastic. I'll give this to you. Heart piece. Now, allow me to wrap this up with this. Let's get into the water. And let's dive. Swim down towards this. There we go. That is what you need the golden scale for. Its entire use has just been invalidated by a glitch, and everything is kind of useless. Now, I know we are going to wind up getting to all the manliness jokes and things like that soon. And yes, I'm protecting my throat, so I haven't quite gone in for the full-on manliness thing. There we go. We can of course still do it. So what we need to do is wait for everything to set and go here. Go closer. You know what? We're going to try the Water Temple before the Fire Temple. There we are. We pull that out. Or at least activate it. And interestingly, that will wind up surfacing. We go inside the Water Temple. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm also going into the Water Temple because Darkling is going to get a hell of a lot stronger. Till next time, this is Red 2 returning to base. Oh god, that's still moving. I didn't realize that was still moving. I don't think I've ever been more annoyed to be rich in my entire life. We got there's $100 under my house? You must be hardened with fire. You ruined my line.